Choose.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about the San Diego Comic-Con that is happening right now, right this second. And you know what? You're missing it, but you're not, because you got your boy Dave here to give you a rundown of everything that is being shown on the floor. So let's talk about it. First up, as a porn star said in the forest, I'm not going to beat around the bush. The most exciting thing, I can't believe I just came up with that. The most exciting thing for me is the Marvel Select Apocalypse. It's here! Finally! After just seeing the renders, we actually have the physical thing, and it looks so good. I bet the guys at Marvel Legends are like, son of a bitch. It looks fantastic. This is exactly the apocalypse that I was hoping for. That's a funny expression. This is the apocalypse I was looking forward to. So he looks big, chunky, straight out of X Factor. Like first appearance apocalypse. Absolutely, mwah! Chef's kiss, well done Select. Now we've only got these images. So what I will say is we don't know if he has any open hands. Hopefully he does. I would assume he will do. Select normally pretty good with that. We get the open and the fist. So hopefully that is the case. And also what I don't think we will have, but would have been really nice, is an alternate hand. A gun hand, a claw hand, a mace. So I don't see any evidence of that. So that might not be coming with this apocalypse, which again is fine. It's still a great looking apocalypse, and that's something the Marvel Legend will have going for it, as he's got the big gun arm, which looks wicked. We're gonna get to him later. In the meantime though, I think that this dude, it's exactly what I want. Well done, Select. Select also showed off a couple of other pieces that they had announced already as well. There was the Red Hulk, who he does look fun. He looks big, bright, colourful with the kind of look on his face. Red Hulk looks pretty wicked. So if you have the Legend already, I don't think it's really essential, but if you don't, or you want a slightly bigger Red Hulk, this guy will be cool. And then also they showed the Vision, which this is more the kind of Select that I don't like, because it's a normal sized figure that's just 7-inch scale as opposed to 6-inch scale. So he just looks, it doesn't do anything for me. It's kind of a shame because this version of the Vision is in really high demand for Marvel Legends 6-inch collectors, whereas the 7-inch one, it's not going to be such a big market for it. But still, that's Select's niche, and they're filling it. And I'm sure someone's happy, so that's good. Now then, as I announced on Good News a little while ago, we're getting some Street Fighter 2 6-inch figures. I forget the name of the company, but I'm going to put it down there. Not in my crotch, but in the writing. And they have shown pictures of their full reveals of their first 3. So we got Ryu, I was about to say Ken. We got Ryu, we got Fei Long, and we got Chun-Li. And these look fine. They look like more sort of budget figures. So if they come in for under $20 or $20 like on the nose, that would be fine. But they don't look like, of course they're not sort of Storm Collectibles high end, but they don't look to my sort of view like even Marvel Legends type quality. That's not knocking, it's just a different producer. And we ain't seen them properly yet, but we got these little pictures, gives us a reasonable idea. But also if they come out for a reasonable price and they actually release the whole Super Street Fighter 2 roster, that would be great. And releasing the entire roster is an achievement that not many companies make. So more power to them. If they can do it, time will tell. Now a couple of random statues I just saw pop up. I don't even know who made these, but you've got a badass looking Raphael there. He's super cool. I just wanted to throw him in because he looks awesome. And there is a Black Panther on his throne. Don't know who made that, but it does look nice. I'm not a big statue guy, but I give credit where credit is due. And baby, these both look like 2 really nice pieces. So statue collectors, keep your eyes out. Now we're going to take a little stroll and a wander over to the NECA booth, and we see first of all a big display of their Turtles TMNT Universal Monsters mashup line, and man, these guys side by side just look so cool. I've got Leonardo and Raphael, and I was about to sell them, and now I'm like, they look so good together. maybe I'll hold on to them, at least just to get the set of 4, because dude, the amount of detail and work in these, so good. I see April there as well. Honestly, that doesn't do so much for me, just kind of a Bride of Frankenstein sort of thing. But with Van Helsing Splinter and the Turtles, that still looks really, really money, so I might stay invested in this line. We'll see, but I do love the way that they're all displayed there. So pretty. Then as we pan over, we've got some more comic book style turtles. So you see a little glimpse of the Shredder with the claws. I'm not familiar with that. Looks a bit weird, but I'm sure it makes someone happy. Then we got Slash. And Slash came out with the animated 2-packs with Leatherhead, and both of those are quite hard to find now. So it seems like they're releasing Slash again separately, I think, and it looks really pretty. Really, really cool. If I was still collecting the animated line, I would definitely go for that. And then 2 Last Ronin figures, and these look really beautiful. I gotta read that story. That's high on my to-do list, is reading Last Ronin. Heard nothing but good things, and these 2 figures, yeah, they look badass. Like, when I say badass, I mean these look badass. Going over to Gargoyles now, and another big selection that is going to be big on your shelf. Like, if you're collecting Gargoyles, Lord help you, you're going to need some space with all those wings. Xanatos, is it? The robot gargoyle? I didn't know there was a robot gargoyle. I should have, because you know me, I love my evil robot doppelgangers. That looks like an awesome robot doppelganger. Then we've got the armored version of Xanatos with the red detailing and decals on there. He looks really, really cool. And also we've got the dude. I'm not familiar. See a bad guy? He looks like a bad guy. He's got one of those douchebag sort of pencil beards that goes around his face and a little moustache. Who even wears that anymore? But yeah, these look super fun. So if you're a Gargoyles person, this is for you. And then also we've got Lexington, Hudson, and the Black Goliath looking figure as well. Again, I'm not going to be like a fake Gargoyles fan. I just don't know the name. So I assume that that's, Lexington the small one, Hudson the old man, and then the black one who looks like Goliath. Is that Goliath or an evil version? I don't know. Is it him just like a negative Spider-Man in the Negative Zone type version? Who knows? Well, Gargoyles fans for a start, but still, these do look nice. Then Brooklyn and Broadway, and again, just they all looked so good together. That's the problem with action figures. Just like on their own, in hand, or at the bottom of a Detolf, like, they don't look great. But then, dude, you put them in a set, and these things look so, so pretty. And then we got the Lady Gargoyles and the dog and all that jazz, and yeah, just more good stuff. I don't know what else to tell you. They just look really great. If you're a Gargoyles person, it's a good time to be alive. Speaking of a good time to be alive, Robocop. That kind of works. I mean, he sort of was dead and then is alive again. We'll go with it. Yeah, NECA have also shown their Robocop in the chair. Robocop, and with docking station, I think it's referred to as. I should know, I am literally the world's biggest Robocop fan. Fight me. So this looks, again, great. I was really won over. When I saw that NECA were re-releasing Robocop, I was disappointed. I was like, they're just re-releasing the old one. But actually, it looks good. I've seen it in hand. And then with the docking station and the battle-damaged one, that looks really nice. I'm still holding out for the higher version, because if I'm only going to have one, I might as well have like the bee's knees kind of version. But with this NECA one, does look really, really nice with the Alex Murphy face as well. They've done good work. Great for Robocop fans. Now we go over to G.I. Joe, and man, I gotta say, they're opening with the Hiss tank right there with all the tiers on top, and it does look impressive. Is it worth $300? I don't know about that, but man, just looking at just the details on the guns, the machine guns, the Gatling gun, the missiles, the details on the driver, is it the engineer or just the driver, regardless, looks really, really good with 3 other figures coming along as well. Yeah, I ruled out getting it, and now I'm like, but maybe, I don't know, it does look really nice, lovely details, and this is a perfect sort of showcase for this piece. Then we got a rundown of the most up-to-date figures. So we have Snake Eyes with Timber, the new one, and I gotta say, I wasn't gonna get it. I've got a Snake Eyes and a Timber, but I might just, get this upgrade, because this looks like the perfect Snake Eyes with more color detail going on, but still keeping the badass ninja sort of look. The white version of Timber, that's kind of nice. I think I prefer the gray one, but still, that looks really, really pretty. Then we got the redhead ninja guy, I forget his name, but I think he was announced as being like $35 or something ridiculous. Please don't quote me on that. I don't want to speak ill of Hasbro if that's not the case, but I remember him being listed as what looked expensive. And I was like, nah, I can pick and choose. That's really nice now, how I feel that I don't need to be a completionist. Just want to pick and choose. For that price, I ain't picking and choosing this guy.
And then we got Sergeant Slaughter, you maggots. And I gotta say that this Sergeant Slaughter actually looks better than the Leatherface one. That's what I'm saying.
I just carried on with that because I thought, oh, that's not a bad Sergeant Slaughter voice. Yeah, he looks great. And then we got, is it Dusty? Duster? No, it's not actually. I'm thinking Valaverse. But we got the Desert Trooper looking guy. Looks like really, really great tooling and sculpting work on this, but I don't need him. I don't need a generic army guy. I need someone with a bit more power, a bit more pizzazz, a bit more bazonga. You know what I mean? And this guy's a bit too generic, but still does look very well made. Then you got the Cobra Officer Guard, who I think is probably going to sell like hotcakes. People are going to want to army build this dude, and I can see why. Looks really nice, but again, a little generic for my kind of tastes. So I won't get him, because also I feel like guys like this, you got to have at least two. You got to have like two flanking Cobra Commander. If there's just one of him with Cobra Commander, then you can imagine him being like, hey, where's the other guy? Did he not turn up? So yeah, I can just pass on this. But then we got Zartana. Is it Zartana? Again, I don't have my notes in front of me, but this is the money one. This is the 100% I am buying this figure. She looks so great with the colorful hair, the detailing, the expressive face. 100% Hasbro, well done. This is the kind of stuff I want. A bit cyberpunky, a bit Mad Max, Road Warriors. These dreadnoks, if they do more of them, that's gonna be my wheelhouse. Really excited for this. And then we got the Ninja 2-pack, and again, didn't want to buy these, but the Oni masks look so cool. I might have to, because I mean, just you're looking at them as I'm talking, they look really, really great. So I know they're going to be expensive, but I kind of want them. I think I might have to buy them. And then we just have some nice shots of the smaller 3.75-inch vintage G.I. Joes, what's available there with some of the vehicles too. And then we got to some nice big displays of all the more modern classified characters. So we're just going to do a quick little glance at those, but still, that's the joy of actually being at Comic-Con. You can just peruse these booths, and man, I could spend hours looking at these. Now Storm Collectibles are bringing the thunder to your wallets. There's a lot of stuff here, just some prototypes as well, but so much to get excited about. We got this big group shot here, which just shows some Golden Axe and some, is it Grappler Baki? Some anime stuff I'm not too familiar with. A big one for me is Adam Hunter from Streets of Rage. I thought they'd given up on Streets of Rage, but it seems like we're getting some more. I will probably pass on Adam though, because I just want Blaze. But still, just the fact that we're getting more of that, that's great to see. All of these guys together, they look really pretty. Then we got Getsu Rando and Getsu Fuma. No idea who these guys are. Are they from Samurai Showdown, maybe? Is that it? I think that could be a safe bet. They look like samurais. They're having a showdown. That could be it. But regardless, again, it's Storm Collectibles. They look super pretty. Now, just as I was getting out of collecting Mortal Kombat figures, they try and pull me back in with some very interesting looking prototypes. We got these four here. First of all, the big one at the back, Shao Khan, a new version of Shao Khan. The original Shao Khan, he goes for a lot of money. Shall I say Shao Khan one more time? Shao Khan. But this, it looks like a more sort of, I don't know, like Mortal Kombat 9 kind of version, a bit more zhuzhed up. And he does look super pretty. The throne looks incredible. You're probably going to be talking at least $150 for this, I would have thought. But again, I'm just spitballing on figures that are still in their prototype stage. But he looks pretty wicked. Then we got Shiva. And I've got Kintaro, got Goro. You gotta love your four-armed monsters. She looks pretty wicked. I'm really down for that. I'm a big Shiva fan. Especially like the Mortal Kombat 9 character versions where they're all just ridiculously proportioned cheesecake characters. Yeah, I'm not mad about that. So she looks awesome. Then Cabal. Cabal looks small in this picture, but it might just be the angle and also the fact that he is with other giant characters. But Cabal, they can do a lot of great engineering with his mask and stuff. That's really, really cool. And then finally, we're getting Nightwolf. And again, looks pretty awesome. He's going to be that big 7-inch scale, big hulking kind of character. And again, I'm not a big Nightwolf fan, but just to round out the rosters, not that that matters, since I'm not a completist anymore, but it is nice to see more characters represented who aren't ninjas. So that is pretty awesome. I look forward to seeing new versions. Then we get a quick glimpse at the 1/6 scale, Hot Toys kind of scale, Sub-Zero and Scorpion. These look super pretty. Still not a fan of the elbow joints, the way that they still have, they're just like larger versions of the smaller characters with quite obvious joints and hinges. But besides that, these look really pretty. Great detailing, really beautiful. I love Sub-Zero's frozen ice skull and spine. You're just waiting for him to crack it and smash it in his hand. These look awesome. A couple of nice glamour shots of King from Tekken. They look lovely. I'm not a Tekken collector, but just big hulking pro wrestler with is it a Jaguar mask? That's super awesome. A couple of anime people behind. Again, don't know them, but still, it's a nice looking showcase. Now, a big one for you Street Fighter fans, we got Balrog, or M. Bison if you're in Japan. I think they still call him M. Bison. But yeah, he looks like a great fit for the rest of their Street Fighter line. They trickle out their Street Fighters so slowly that I wish I'd got in there from the ground floor, because I could afford that. Because yes, they're expensive, but they only release like one every 6 months or so, if that. So you could easily save up and do that, but now jumping into the line and trying to get the old ones, forget it. Too late to the party. But Balrog looks really fun. Then we got some more video game type characters, I think. Some more maybe Samurai Showdown ones. I'm not too familiar. And then with this group shot, we see the new Zangief, the Comic-Con exclusive, but also we see, I forget her name, but the Succubus character from Night Stalkers. Is it Night Stalkers? Yeah, it is. My 90s video games, it's all a bit spotty. But yeah, the Succubus, who's like the poster character for Night Stalkers. She could be really cool. Obviously, it's just a prototype there, but I'm going to be very interested. That's one of those characters that I wouldn't mind picking up as just a one-off. And also with Mortal Kombat, they have another big group shot, and at the side, we see Kano and Kitana. So they are really expanding their Mortal Kombat ranks. They're going ham on this. So Kano is the Mortal Kombat 3 style Kano, who's actually, that's a cool version of Kano. I like it, that was a good one to go for. And Kitana, it's very plain, it's Mortal Kombat 2. There's not much you can do with that design, and I'm kind of on the fence of like, I wouldn't really need to get her, because she's just not a very interesting looking character, I don't think. When you've got a certain price point, I want something that's going to pop off the shelf, and just lady in blue swimming costume, not so much. But Kano, he looks super fun, so I'll keep, no pun intended, an eye on Kano. And also next to Reptile, I think, is that Noob Saibot? I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like it might be a different version of Noob Saibot. I'll have to take a little closer look and examine that, but still, just a whole bunch more Mortal Kombat coming, so start saving now, because this could get expensive. A huge one for me. The booth that I would probably run to first is Mezco. And what's so exciting about this is that they're showing figures that a lot of people were thinking, are we never going to get these? Well, they've got some, so hopefully they can start making more. First of all, the new Spider-Man is out on display, looking beautiful. Can't wait to get my mitts on him. And to go with him, they've shown their Morbius as well, and he looks cool too. I didn't order Morbius, I'm not a big fan of the vampire, but still, it's nice to see him out there on display, ready to hit store shelves soon, hopefully. Speaking of hopefully hitting store shelves soon, Ghost Rider. I sold my favorite Marvel Legend, the Marvel Legends Ghost Rider, in preparation for and to help pay for this new Ghost Rider. That was over a year ago, and now they are showing him at Comic-Con, ready, there, finished. So let's get him hitting the shelves soon. We've just had Wolverine drop, and people are giving some really positive reviews for that. So, I'm so glad to get that. Well, I'm so hopeful that I'll be glad to get my hands on Ghost Rider. I think I will be, because he does look wicked.
And then there's Bishop. He's from the future.
And he also looks really cool. Again, sold my Legends Bishop because I was thinking this does look really, really great. I love the head sculpt. I think it just looks so just expressive and mean and badass. I'm really excited for Bishop. And this example looks super pretty too. Then we got the Justice League on display from the movie. Not a big DC guy, definitely not a big Justice League movie guy, but these look nice quality. So yeah, I'm sure they'll make some folks happy. And one that will really make people happy is finally the 89 Batman seems to be right on the cusp of releasing. This is like 3 years of waiting from what I understand. It has been a running joke, and now it looks like he is about to drop, and he does look great, shown there with Superman too. That's a really, really nice looking set there. I think classic movie collectors, you're going to be in for a treat. And speaking of Superman, they have their classic Man of Steel Superman. I was so on the fence about getting him, and I didn't because, again, just because he's a great looking figure doesn't mean I need him. I'm not a DC guy, but he does look really pretty, especially if you would pair him up with their classic Batman. And again, that's where my brain goes, yeah, but Dave, I know you don't collect them, but they are iconic. They're like the two most iconic comic book characters. No, Dave! No, you don't need them. But they do look good. Speaking of don't need but do look good, Mr. Freeze. That was really hard to resist. I saw him for pre-order and I was like, no, gotta be strong. I gotta be strong. I gotta be bold. I gotta be wiser. It's too hot to start singing. But yeah, Mr. Freeze looks amazing, and so does John Constantine as well. Never read a Constantine comic in my life though, so I can easily pass on that. But badass magic guy in a trench coat? Yeah, I can see the appeal. But one that I am still on the fence about is their Predator. This does look beautiful. We've got a whole bunch of NECA Predators. NECA have kind of cornered the market. They've made their niche with Predator, but man, Mezco Predator, yes please. That looks amazing. I see that picture and I just hear do-do-do-do-do-dum. Do-do-do-do-do-do-dum. Do-do-do-do-do-dum. Okay, I'll stop. But yeah, that looks awesome. And next to him is Conan. Conan looks really great as well. I don't need a barbarian, so that's okay, but still very impressed with the look of him. Then another one that I was torn on is the Crow. Crow looks really great as well. Just the Brandon Lee likeness looks spot on. The detailing with the bandages and the tape and the duster jacket. It just, yeah, that's another one that I'm still thinking, should I hold out or should I just go for it? I don't know. I mean, that would be the start of like an official movie collection. Then I'd have the Crow, then I'd have the Predator, and then I'd have to buy a load of other things. I don't know. We'll see. And also we have Leatherface. And Leatherface just looks super fun. I definitely don't need that. I don't need scary looking horror characters on my shelf. I love horror movies, but I don't need the grim, gruesome characters there 24/7 staring at me. But he looks wicked. And again, great job. And if Hasbro weren't punishing you enough with their G.I. Joe classifieds, you are also getting Mezco G.I. Joe now as well. They got Roadblock on display. He looks awesome. Not too much to talk about, but just look at him. Very, very cool. And also they have Ultraman as well. I'm not a big Japanese anime, old school type person, so I don't know much about Ultraman, but it's kind of nice that the whole point is like, yeah, he's a guy in a suit. And just looks like a guy in a suit, so they've recaptured that perfectly, and that's kind of cool. And of course, with the Predator, you've got the Alien as well, and that's where the slippery slope begins. If I got one, a huge part of my brain would go, well, you have to have the other one now as well, which is why I then say, you know what? Just leave it. Walk away. Live to spend your money another day. And finally, a nice little glamour shot of Death Dealer as well, who also just looks bonkers badass and wicked. Put him next to Conan or in any Mythic Legions type display, the dude's gonna fit right in. Hey guys, this video turned into a bit of a monster, so I decided to chop it in two. So if you enjoyed this, then come back for part 2, where we're gonna look at all the stuff from the Hasbro Marvel Legends booth. And hopefully that video should be online right now. So I'll see you there.
Cup of coffee. Oh yeah, cup of coffee. Big time